news. ESPN's Diana Rossini reporting that negotiations are progressing in New Orleans between the Saints and wide receiver Michael Thomas as they try to complete a contract extension. And sources also tell Diana that the Saints are expecting a deal to be done by training camp and that they're comfortable making him, Michael Thomas, the highest paid receiver in the NFL. So far, he's been able to give the Saints a lot of bang for their buck. Since entering the league, he leads the NFL with 321 catches, but he's made just $3.9 million. It's a fraction of the cost of the next closest players on that list. I mean, that's not even close. Damien Woody, our Super Bowl champion, joins us here. So Michael Thomas's numbers on the field, I mean, they seem to really back up the Saints' inclination to give him all that money to make him the highest paid receiver. I know you agree with that, but here's the thing. Why don't we hear more about Michael Thomas, the superstar who's catching balls from the Hall of Famer Drew Brees? I mean, why don't we hear more?
Well, because we see flashier players. We see the Antonio Brown, the Odell Beckham Jr., the Julio Jones, but all Michael Thomas does is catch ball. Literally, like every time he's targeted, he's catching the ball. He's a big, physical wide receiver. He's not the fastest guy, but he's precise in his route running. And in that West Coast offense that the New Orleans Saints run, he's the perfect fit for Sean Payton at that receiver position. So he might not be up, he might not be up there as far as the public is concerned, but make no mistake about it, Michael Thomas is definitely in my top 5 wide receivers in the National Football League.
What a concept. No drama, just catch balls.
All he does is go out there and play.
What a concept. Not bad. All right, elsewhere in the NFC, the Packers, they've made a ton of changes this offseason. But here's the thing. One of the biggest changes, of course, is on offense. And a story on NFL.com illustrates the budding relationship between new head coach Matt LaFleur and quarterback Aaron Rodgers. For example, how check down the line of scrimmage should be done, etc. But LaFleur says the system he's implementing in Green Bay is the same one that Kyle Shanahan had in Houston. But that system never really had a quarterback who's had complete freedom to change the plays at the line. So Aaron Rodgers, as we know, he's had all kinds of freedom to do just that. So there are adjustments to make. And take a look at what Aaron Rodgers said about the topic. Here's a quote. "I don't think you want to ask me to turn off 11 years of recognizing defenses. We have a number of check with me's and line of scrimmage stuff. There aren't many people that can do that at the line of scrimmage, what I've done over the years. I mean, obviously, Tommy Brady can do it, no doubt. Peyton could do it. Drew Brees can do it. Patrick Mahomes will be able to do it. Ben Roethlisberger has called the 2-minute for years," end quote. So, Damien, first of all, yes, it's a compliment, Aaron Rodgers. Secondly, there's a lot of learning obviously going on between the new head coach and the quarterback. So what's the key for them to meet a middle ground and both kind of get their way, so to speak?
Well, I think the number one thing, what jumps out to me is Aaron Rodgers coachable? He's been so accustomed to doing it his way. Obviously, he got Mike McCarthy fired, basically. Now in a new head coach. And listen, it's June. I don't think anyone's going to jump off a ledge by those comments by Aaron Rodgers. But I think there has to be they got to build some trust between the head coach and Aaron Rodgers in this particular situation. I think with any player, particularly a player of the caliber of Aaron Rodgers, can a coach put me in the best position to succeed? Right. Can he make me better as a player? And I think that remains to be seen. So it's really it's a trust issue going on right now,
which has been lacking between Rodgers and the previous regime there in
Correct.
Green Bay. But like you said, it's interesting. Is he coachable?
Right.
Interesting question, Damien Woody. All right, we're about a month away from training camp. That's when we'll really be able to see how the system is being implemented. Damien Woody, thank you, sir.
Yep.
Meantime, lots more to come here on SportsCenter with the Anthony Davis deal making LA the betting favorite to win next year's title. Damien Woody's happy about that. But we'll tell you the best bets to take on the New Look Lakers next season. SportsCenter continues in 15 seconds.
Fill up for the chance to win free fuel for a year. That's one of thousands of prizes in the Shell Great Gas Giveaway. Fuel Rewards members are automatically entered when they fill up at Shell.
Well, his workouts have generated some buzz before the NBA draft. 19-year-old Darius Garland will conduct a workout with the Knicks tomorrow, a source telling ESPN's Jonathan Gaboni. Garland is in serious consideration for the number 3 pick. The Vandy product, a 5-star prospect, 16th overall player in the 2018 high school recruiting class, but he played only 5 games due to a knee injury when he was in college. Despite his limited college experience, ESPN draft projections use his info like his AAU production and ESPN expert draft rankings to show he truly is a boom or bust pick here. This is analytics. He has the 5th best chance in the class to reach an all-star level, but also the highest chance to end up playing at a non-NBA level among Gavoni's top 30 prospects. Mike Schmitz takes a closer look at Garland, who could be taken 4th overall Thursday night.
On this edition of Scouting the Draft, I'm going to show you why Darius Garland has a chance to be the next Damian Lillard.
Garland on the reverse. Darius Garland can do it all the way to the hole. Darius Garland, mama, there goes that man.
There are a lot of aspects to Garland's game that resemble Portland's star point guard. Now, it starts with Lillard's range. You cannot go under ball screens against this guy. He will pull up from deep, unwavering confidence. Darius Garland, very similar. You can't go under pick and roll. He will make you pay. Always on balance, simple, clean, compact mechanics. Now, Lillard, one of the best off-the-dribble shooters in the NBA, and he loves that step back going left. Garland, very similar. Explosive pound dribble, always on the hop, always on balance. That sets up their change of pace. Teams sit on that left hand, stomp dribble, step back, and that allows Garland to explode to the rim. Then lastly, Lillard's ability to play off the ball. He can fit with a guy like CJ McCollum because he can shoot it off the catch. Very similar for Darius Garland. Whether it's spot ups, whether it's handoffs, he can play off of other guards as well. Look at that deep range, like I said, always on balance, tremendous touch. So if Darius Garland is able to put those type of skills to use in the NBA, we might be talking about him in the same ilk of a guy like Damian Lillard.
And Adrian Wojnarowski joins us now from New York with much more. And Woj, if things go as planned with Zion, Ja, and RJ Barrett in the top 3, the Pelicans sit there at 4 from that Anthony Davis trade. What's the value of that pick right now around the league?
Well, that's what David Griffin is trying to find out, Kevin. He wants that value to be an all-star level player that they could bring in and plug into that lineup in New Orleans. And he has been probing the league to see if not only that 4th pick, but maybe a combination of some of those future Laker picks that came in the Anthony Davis trade, if they can bring back a return of another high-quality starter to put in that Pelicans lineup.
All right, now you're reporting that Al Horford will decline his $30 million option with the Celtics. He'll become an unrestricted free agent. A year ago, this team looked like they were a move away from becoming a superpower. Now they lose out on the Davis trade. Every passing day, it looks like Kyrie Irving's future will not be in Boston. What does this decision by Horford mean for Boston this summer?
Kevin, actually, it could really help Boston by Horford doing a new deal in July with the Celtics that would give him some long-term security and would give the Celtics some salary cap relief this year. So hypothetically, if he did a 3-year, $60 million deal and took a $10 million discount on next year, that would allow the Celtics to have their $9 million mid-level exception and then their $3.6 million biannual exception, and that would help them to put a team on the floor that could be even more competitive. So if he stays in Boston, works out a new deal, this is a benefit to both sides.
And then the Celtics, keep this in mind, on Thursday night, they have 3 first-round picks, 14, 20, and 22. Woj, thank you.
Thanks, Kev.
Well, they say hindsight is 20/20, but that won't stop us from looking forward at the 2020 NBA MVP odds, which were released today. Giannis is the favorite, and you could even bet on Zion at 50-1. It's also interesting to see LeBron and Anthony Davis both with 7-1 odds. Doug Kazarian has much more on the Lakers' best bets.
Welcome into the set of Daily Wager. I am Doug Kazarian. So you just saw the MVP odds for both Lakers stars, but there's actually a few other betting options surrounding the Lakers for next year. In addition to the MVP at the bottom of this graphic, at the top, it's 3-1. Lakers are the favorites. Not a ton of value there, given the uncertainty surrounding the team, but a fun prop with Caesars. Will a California team win it all next year at plus 175? That includes the Lakers, Clippers, Warriors, and Kings. The no is the 26 other teams. For more, let's go out to the Golden State and bring in our Joe Fortenbaugh. Joe, any of those Lakers options stand out to you as a good play?
Oh, yeah, Doug. I like the no on the California teams winning the championship at minus 210. Creative prop. No doubt. But I also like the fact that I'm getting 26 teams against California. The Kings haven't won a playoff series in 15 years. The Warriors have been decimated by injury. The Clippers are on the rise, but this comes down to the Lakers. Remember, LeBron didn't win a title in the first year of the Big Three. He didn't win a title in his first year with Kyrie Irving. It's going to take some time with he and Anthony Davis, and for that reason, I like the no on the prop. Give me the other 26 teams.
Yeah, I would agree with you. There's just so much uncertainty in terms of the rest of that Lakers lineup, and I'm not sold on this coaching staff with Kidd and Vogel getting along, but I can't fault anyone for the LeBron at 7-1. Look, he's a 4-time winner of this award, but history has shown there is voter fatigue, and he's entering his 17th season, and he's just coming off the most serious injury of his career. So a lot of miles on those tires, all things considered, so I expect some load management. And when we've seen two MVP candidates on the same team, like we just saw with the Warriors, Curry and Durant, they tend to steal votes from one another. So probably not the best value there, but I certainly couldn't fault anyone because 7-1 is certainly enticing. For Joe Fortenbaugh, I'm Doug Kazarian. Let's send it back to the studio.
All right, thanks, guys. Coming up.